like to call to order the Town of McCandless regular business meeting for December 17th, 2018. The invocation will be, and Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilmember McKim.
Thank you very much. This evening, during this festive season, we give thanks for the many blessings we have as residents of this fine community and citizens of this great nation. Grant us patience, understanding, vision, strength, and wisdom as we attend to the important municipal business before us tonight. Lord, protect our firefighters, police, and EMS personnel whose duties without warning can expose them to great harm. Safeguard the men and women who are defending our country, especially those whose service places them in dangerous theaters of operation in foreign lands. We are grateful that our fellow citizens have assumed this awesome patriotic duty on our behalf and for their predecessors whose paths they follow. Console their families who have suffered associated losses. We pray that our national and state leaders will work with discernment to achieve just results for the advancement and welfare of our diverse population. I wish you a safe and happy holiday season, as well as a joyous new year. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First of all, I'd like to apologize for our late start in our meeting. We were in executive session talking about a personnel matter and a bargaining. Is there a motion to approve minutes?
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes of council's regular business meeting of November 26, 2018, as well as the reconvened regular business meeting of December 10th, 2018, as submitted to each council member. Any changes from anyone from council or comments? Any from the audience? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes from two regular business meetings indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under announcements, Greg?
I'll move to approve resolution number 28 of the 2018 series, a resolution honoring Brian D. Morth, who served with great dedication as a member of Town of McCandless Planning Commission, Environmental Advisory Committee, and Implemental Comprehensive Steering Committee. I have the resolution in front of me. Resolution number 28 of 2018. A resolution honoring Brian D. Morth, who served with great dedication as a member of the Town of McCandless Planning Commission, the Environment Advisory Committee, and Implemental Comprehensive Steering Committee. Whereas Brian D. Morth first appeared at Town Council meeting in vanguard of those seeking information about town center development that became McCandless Crossing, and whereas Mr. Morth promptly demonstrated his knowledge, keen insight, technical and analytical abilities, immersing himself in many aspects of town government, organizing his thinking into perhaps the most thorough, detailed, and polite constructive criticism ever given at public meetings in Town Hall. And whereas Brian Morth regularly demonstrated his respect and understanding of the environment and impact on it, and whereas Brian's integrity, sincerity, and gentility shone through with all that he said and did here at Town Hall and for our community, stepping forward to serve on the town's Planning Commission as a charter member of the Environmental Committee and on town's ad hoc Implemental Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee, all of which he participated most diligently. And whereas Mr. Morris demonstrated his expertise as an environmental scientist and regulating specialist in various ways by conducting a detailed inventory of the town-owned green space, which became a map layer in the town's geographic information system. That's our GIS system. He developed a project reporting form for the EAC and also performed significant research on where medical marijuana distribution centers could be located in the town. And whereas perhaps his most evident lasting accomplishment is the Brian Morath Rule, which regulates lighting patterns cast by property signage, particularly in McCandless Crossing Town Center development. And whereas Brian seemingly adopted all of us family attending more meetings than anyone else elected or appointed, now therefore be it resolved, and it is hereby resolved, that the Town Council of the Town of McCandless posthumously commends with deepest gratitude and appreciation Brian D. Morath for his steadfast, dedicated, and quietly enthusiastic contributions to his community and the environment he loved and respected, and on which he left a lasting and indelible mark.
I second that motion, and in doing so acknowledge the great loss that our town has suffered with the passing of Brian. I want to thank his family for sharing him with us as a new councilman and serving with Brian on the EAC. He was patient, understanding, never judgmental, always helpful, and always the gentleman. And it was an honor for me to know him.
Any other comments from council?
You know, it really is your place, I understand, and all due respect too, but I have to say, if I can, it's kind of unusual, actually, that Bruce Betty would certainly want to punctuate this too, that committees like the Environmental Advisory Committee really help staff get our work done. And I'll have to say that, I just want to say that Brian personified that. Thank you.
Any other comments?
I just want to say one other thing. Brian was a great friend. We used to sit together at studying hearing board meetings, and this year the planning commission meeting where I was a liaison. I became the town council liaison this year. He used to drive me home from the events because I have trouble seeing at dark. And while we were driving, we would usually discuss the topics at the meetings. But we were not always in agreement, but I can see that oftentimes, even if in a few times that he would ask me to get out of his car, it was, well, I'm only kidding about that. But Brian was really a great guy, and my wife and I will miss him. And we know where we'll probably meet him again. So that's I just want to say that.
I would just like to chime in very quickly to say that, similar to what everyone else has already said, I got to know Brian pretty well through council and associated activities, and he really was a fine, always friendly person, just a great man, and extremely knowledgeable in his craft, environmental. He's probably the most appropriate person to be on an environmental committee. He had in-depth knowledge, and he will be sorely missed. Thank you.
I agree with what everyone else has said, but I would like to say he always had a smile on his face and made you feel good. So I just remember him that way.
All those in favor of adopting this resolution indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Can I have Brian's family come up for presentation of this plaque?
There's grandchildren.
Nice family. one more little announcement. It's hard to make any more announcements after that. I received a notice saying that the park deer donation to the food bank so far this year had been 4,100 pounds of ground meat. These are deer that were taken from the park. People always talking about what's going on with the deer. There you go. Reports of the committees, finance and personnel.
I'd like to move to approve checklisting number 12 dated November 8th through December 5th, 2018, totaling $1,880,693.64 as submitted to each member of council and posted on the bulletin board and town website.
So moved. For second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Any comments? Questions from council? Any comments or question on the bills for November and part of December? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the checklist number 12 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, move to adopt ordinance number 1482, an ordinance approving the 2019 Town of McCandless budget and setting the real estate tax rate for 2019 and other revenue sources and setting certain appropriations for the 2019 calendar year.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 1482, keeping the tax rate the same and appropriating funds for 2019. Any questions from council or any comments? Okay, anything from the audience? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting ordinance 1482, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 3, move to adopt ordinance number 1483, an ordinance reappropriating certain amounts of money within the general fund 2018 budget in accordance with town code.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any comments or questions about ordinance 1483 from council?
It was heard at public hearing, reviewed last week at council's committee meeting, and everything appears to be in order with following our code.
Any questions or comments from any citizens? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting ordinance 1483 concerning the general fund for 2018 budget indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 4, move to adopt resolution number 29 of the 2018 series, a resolution approving the list of active volunteer firefighters received from Highland, Ingomar, and Peoples Town of McCandless volunteer fire companies eligible for the Act 172 Earned Income Tax Credit, adopted by ordinance number 1466 as certified by the fire chief of each company and reviewed by the town manager.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. We were given a list of firefighters who meet the criteria that's established in the ordinance to get a income tax credit. That's credit from town income tax, kind of an incentive to show our appreciation to our firefighters. And every year we have to, the chiefs put the list together, they submit them to us, and we approve them, and that's what we're doing here. Any questions or comments from council? Any questions or comments from the citizens about this? Hearing none? All those in favor of adopting resolution 29, a resolution providing the list of active firefighters for their tax credit, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 5, move to adopt resolution number 30 of the 2018 series, a resolution establishing the amount when competitive bidding shall not be required for contracts for labor, material, supplies, or services at $45,574.72 in accordance with Section 1303 of the Town Home Rule Charter.
Second.
Any comments or questions from council?
This number is 0.25% of the previous year's budget.
Has to change every year. That's why we have to adopt this every year, because it's based on the budget. Okay. Any comments from the citizens or questions about this? Hearing none, all those in favor of adoption of resolution number 30 in the 2018 series, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 6, move to adopt resolution number 31 of the 2018 series, a resolution establishing the rate of participant contributions of the Town of McCandless Police Pension Plan at 5% for 2019.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Any questions from council? Any questions from citizens? Okay, hearing none. There is a motion for adoption of resolution number 31 for the 5% pension plan for the police officers. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 7, move to appoint Amy Weirspan as a member of the Town of McCandless Personnel Board for a 3-year term to commence January 1st, 2019 and expire December 31st, 2021.
Second.
Okay. Any comments by anyone in council? Okay, there has been a motion and a second for this candidate for McCandless Personnel Board. All those in favor, do we need to ask for them this too? Okay, sorry. We need to ask if there are any citizen comments on this individual too. Okay, now we're ready to vote. All those in favor of appointing Amy Witherspoon to the McCandless Personnel Board for a 3-year term, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 8, I move to appoint Mark Sullivan as a member of the McCandless Industrial Development Authority for a 5-year term to commence January 1, 2019 and expire December 31st, 2023.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to appoint Mark Sullivan to the MIDA. Are any questions from council or comments? Any questions or comments from any citizens? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor of Mark Sullivan as a member of the MIDA for a 5-year term, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Zoning Committee.
Zoning Committee, move to approve the land development application of John Eagle, Inc. for the construction of a Get-Go convenience store with a gasoline station to be located on the southeast corner of the intersection of Perry Highway and Reckle Road, which is a use listed in the town zoning code as a special exception use as per project number 270-145, sheets 1 through 18, dated October 2018, prepared by Lennon Smith Solar Engineering, Inc., and the latest revision being December 12, 2018. The town's zoning hearing board has approved Giant Eagle's special exception use request, and the town's planning commission has recommended approval of the land development conditioned upon receipt of the applicant's approval of the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation occupancy permit, HOP, including proof of the applicant's acquisition of land from Wright Nissan of Wexford to complete the HOP, planting of ground cover on the town's right-of-way adjacent to Reckle Road as approved by the town council and to be maintained by the town, by the Giant Eagle. And did you have something, Bruce?
Yeah,
I second the motion.
we talked at the last meeting, at the zoning committee meeting, about the 2 parking spaces that are on the north side that were meant to service the community wildflower garden that was going to be planted on town property. And it was suggested at that time that possibly that those 2 spaces could be eliminated. As it turns out, there are 7 spaces in that area, and if it is the wish of council, I've discussed this with Get-Go, if it's the wish of council, all 7 of those spaces could be eliminated. There are not required parking spaces. They're in excess of the required parking spaces. So, but Dave agreed if it is the wish of council that they would eliminate them. Now, they wouldn't, if it turns out, as I said, they're not required, they will not want to put them in at a later date, again, because they're not required. But it's up to council.
Do we need an amendment, excuse me, do we need an amendment to this motion to do that, or is it good as it goes?
Oh,
I was gonna say, you should amend it, because what the plan that's under consideration does reflect those parking spaces, so we could, Councilman Wilkowskis could just amend his vote by saying, as, with the parking to be as amended, as outlined by the land use administrator. If that's the will of council.
How do you all feel? Do you want that to be green space, or if they don't need it
Rather
for
it was
parking?
green.
Yeah, green,
Greener the better.
green,
If it's not needed.
okay. Okay,
So as long as.
Greg, will you just
yeah,
amend?
I just amended to eliminate the 7 parking spaces as recommended by our land use administrator.
I second the motion as amended.
Okay,
Just have a question. Of the 7 spaces will be owned by what entity? Those will not be town ownership. I presume they'll be Get-Go
Right.
ownership. Is that right?
that area where the
Just more
spaces
grass.
were
Right, that's
will
what I mean.
still be owned
Right.
by
That's right.
Get-Go.
Okay. Green or otherwise, even though,
Right.
even if it's green, it's still
Right.
gonna be owned by us.
No, by them.
This
Right,
will
owned
be
by
owned by
them,
them.
owned by them.
By them, right?
Right. We have we're the right of way. We have the right of way.
Yes,
That's
I
all that's
understand.
ours.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay. Okay, any other comments from council? Questions? Any comments or questions from the audience? Okay, move to approve the land development application of Giant Eagle, eliminating the 7 parking spaces, unnecessary parking spaces as indicated by our land use administrator. Is that close enough?
Close enough.
Pretty good. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to approve the preliminary and final subdivision plan application from Chris Sinker on behalf of MEK Properties for a 4-lot subdivision to be known as Greystone Plan of Lots to be located at 1271 Fassinger Lane, which is at the intersection of Broad Meadow Drive and Fassinger Lane, as per serve number 9683, sheets 1 through 7, dated 10/30/18, prepared by Shoup Engineering, with the latest revision being December 6, 2018.
I second the motion.
There's been a motion and a second. Are there any comments or questions from council? Any comments or questions from the audience? Hearing none, there's been a motion to approve the preliminary and final subdivision plan application from Chris Kinker on behalf of MEK Properties. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to adopt a resolution number 32 of the 2018 series, a resolution appointing Russell Lucas as a member of the Town of McCandless Zoning Hearing Board for a 3-year term to commence January 1st, 2018, and expire on December 31st, 2021.
Second the motion.
Russell has been a alternate, and he really is a heavyweight. He's a solicitor for some township, but I've watched him, and he's really good.
Any other comments from council? Questions? Any comments or questions from the audience? Hearing none, there has been a motion, Resolution 32, a resolution appointing Russell Lucas as a member of the Zoning Hearing Board. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to adopt resolution number 33 of the 2018 series, a resolution appointing Thomas Edwards as a member of the Town of McCandless Zoning Hearing Board to fulfill the unexpired term of Ken Cuccinelli with a term to commence immediately and expire on December 31st, 2020.
I second the motion.
Tom, again, has been an alternate, and I've seen him do great work, and I think he's has real estate licenses, but I highly recommend him.
Any comments or questions from council?
Well, I just want to weigh in that I have a similarly high opinion of Tom Edwards. I know him quite well and have for years. He's done a good job in the position he currently holds, and will clearly, he is an excellent candidate, who I would totally support. And I just wanted to weigh in on his behalf because of my personal relationship with him. Thank you.
Any comments from the audience? Okay, hearing none. Move to adopt resolution number 33, a resolution appointing Thomas Edwards as a member of the Town McCandless Zoning Hearing Board. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to adopt resolution number 34 of the 2018 series, a resolution appointing Mike McGraw as the first alternate member to the Town of McCandless Zoning Hearing Board for a 3-year term to commence January 1st, 2019 and expire on December 31st, 2018.
21.
I'm sorry, thanks, 2021.
I second that motion.
Mike is a real estate attorney, and although he doesn't have any municipal planning code or zoning code practice, he's a great young attorney. I think I commented at the zoning committee meeting earlier last Monday that he has a excellent resume. I think I compared it to Bill McKim's resume. So I highly recommend it.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Are there any other
that a
comments from
selling
council? Comments, questions from council? Comments or questions from the audience? Hearing none, move to adopt resolution 34 of the 2018 series, a resolution appointing Mike McGraw as the first alternate member of the Town of McCandless Zoning Hearing Board. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to adopt resolution number 34 of the 2018 series, a resolution appointing,
It says 35.
35, a resolution appointing Michael Downey as a second alternative member to the Town of McCandless Zoning Hearing Board for a 3-year term to commence January 1st, 2019, and expire December 31st, 2021.
I second the motion.
Excuse me, before we proceed, I just want to make one observation. I may be wrong, I apologize. I thought we were told before the meeting that Mr. Downey had withdrawn his name from consideration. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I was clearly told that. Toby didn't?
I have my notes. Is he interviewed on the second round?
Must have been before I walked in.
I had him listed as canceled on my notes.
Cancel?
Yeah. Did he show up later, or and I don't have him as, on the second round of interviews was November 19th.
Okay.
Hold on.
He was not there.
Right, yes, I have him cross that also.
Yeah, he didn't interview.
Okay.
He didn't come and interview.
But he interviewed previous. He didn't withdraw anything.
I have a score sheet.
Correct.
We have a record.
I don't remember
Let me
that.
just check it real quickly. He interviewed canceled, Marie's notes are that he canceled on 11/5,
The interview,
right?
and if I remember, his dad or something, wasn't he the one, his dad, he had to go somewhere because
We
his
had been
dad
hold-
had problems?
No, that was someone else.
As per our policy, we had been holding, we hold applications up to 2 years, and we had been holding his application, which was dated August 2nd, 2017. So
Okay, well, I'll make another one. I move to adopt resolution number 35 of 2018, a resolution appointing James Bann as a second alternative member of the Town of McCandless Zoning Hearing Board for a 3-year term to commence January 1st, 2019, expire on December 31st, 2021. James Bann is a retired banker.
I second the motion.
Re-second.
He withdrew his first
He
motion.
withdrew his
You
first, and I seconded his withdrawal,
I
yes.
heard that,
remember,
yes. I
okay.
just,
Okay.
the minutes will reflect it.
the first motion was withdrawn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
We're trying to do it right.
Okay.
Questions or comments from council? Questions or comments from the audience? All right, hearing none, move to adopt resolution number 35 of the 2018 series, a resolution appointing James Bann as a second alternate member of the Town of McCandless Zoning Hearing Board. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, move to appoint Lamar Williams as a member of Town Council Planning Commission for a 4-year term to commence January 1st, 2019, expire December 31st, 2022.
I second the motion.
Lamar is currently a member, and he's comes up with some great ideas, and he's very articulate, and I would recommend it. I think Bill McKim got him to join the first time.
That's correct. I think he's an excellent, he's got an excellent mind and makes serious contributions to his service. I certainly can endorse his appointment.
Any other comments from council? Any comments from the citizens? Hearing none, there's a motion to appoint Lamar Williams as a member of Town of McCandless Planning Commission. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to appoint Daniel Cortum as a member of Town of McCandless Planning Commission for a 4-year term to commence January 1st, 2019, and expire December 31st, 2022.
I second the motion.
This is a fellow, he's an attorney, and he's also worked substantial work in the oil and gas industry, and I think his insight, according to the interview we had with him, it might prove invaluable if we come up with those issues.
Any other comments or questions from council? Any comments or questions from citizens? Hearing none, there's a motion to appoint Daniel Cortum as a member of the Town of McCandless Planning Commission. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to appoint Jason Moots as a member of Town of McCandless Planning Commission to fill an unexpired term of Brian Morth with a term to commence January 1st, 2019, expired December 31st, 2019.
I second the motion.
Jason is a realtor. He works for a developer. He's also has taught in the MBA program. He's taught real estate. He seems to be well qualified.
Any other comments from anyone on council? Citizens? Hearing none, there's a motion to appoint Jason Motz as a member of the Town of McCandless Planning Commission. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to appoint David Vettery as a member of McCandless Uniform Construction Fire and Property Maintenance Code Appeals Board for a 4-year term to commence on January 1st, 2019, expired December 31st, 2022.
I second the motion.
Any comments from anyone on council? Any comments from any citizens? There is a motion to appoint David Federley as a member of the McCandless Uniform Construction, Fire, and Property Maintenance Code. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Services Committee.
Madam President, I move to appoint Dr. Arvind Venkat as a member of the McCandless Franklin Park Ambulance Authority for a 5-year term to commence January 1st, 2019, and expire December 31st, 2023.
Second.
Are there any comments from council?
Yeah, Madam President. Yes, Dr. Venkat is an emergency room physician. We had a number of terrific candidates interview for this position, and the Ambulance Authority certainly is dealing with a number of serious systemic challenges. But our retiring board member, Dr. Marion Marquis, is currently also an attending emergency room physician at Passavant. Dr. Venkat will refill that important perspective and context that she brought to that board. And so I think he's the appropriate choice at this time.
Any other comments?
Well, I think he has superb academic qualifications, including Yale University and Harvard University. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone more with better qualifications in terms of his technical expertise.
Any other comments, questions from council? Comments or questions from the audience? Hearing none, all those in favor of appointing Dr. Venkat as a member of the McCandless Franklin Park Ambulance Authority for the next 5 years indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public Works.
Move to award a contract to Bronder Technical Services, the lowest responsible bidder, in the amount of $111,945.43 for a traffic signal upgrade project consisting of 8 new pedestrian signs, 5 acoustic preemption systems, 7 signal controller modifications, and various other traffic signal equipment funded under PennDOT Arley Automated Red Light Enforcement Program.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to award the contract to Bronder Technical Services as the lowest responsible bidder. Any questions or comments?
Brief comment, PennDOT awarded us a grant for this Arley program. It pays for $105,000 of this number that Mr. Mertz read, so that the town's portion is $6,954.43.
Any other comments from council? Any from its citizens? Hearing none, move to award the contract to Bronder Technical Services, the lowest responsible bidder. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to authorize a reimbursement and maintenance agreement with Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for the installation of 2 American with Disabilities ADA pedestrian ramps to be located at the intersection of state-owned Pine Creek Road and town-owned Oak Ridge Drive, with the town's share of the cost estimated to be $400.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
Brief comment, our share being only $400 and the state share $1,600.
Comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Hearing none, there's a motion to authorize a reimbursement and maintenance agreement with PennDOT for the installation of an ADA pedestrian ramp. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Madam President, I move to reappoint Mr. Patrick Seaman as a member of the McCandless Township Sanitary Authority for a 5-year term to commence January 1st, 2019, and expire December 31st, 2023.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Is there any questions from council, comments?
I would just say that as the liaison to the authority and fellow board member, Mr. Seaman has been a very diligent board member. He brings with him international experience and a wealth of knowledge in control systems and project management that has been extraordinarily helpful to that organization in controlling the costs for its ratepayers. And I'm honored to make this recommendation.
Any comments from citizens? Okay, hearing none, there's a motion to appoint Patrick Seaman as the member of the McCandless Town Sanitary Authority. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any unfinished business? All right, hearing none, we'll move to new business.
Move to appoint Angela Woods as a member of the McCandless Environmental Advisory Committee to fill an unexpired term for Brian Morith with a term to commence January 1st, 2019 and expired August 31st, 2020.
Second.
Any comments from council? Any comments from the audience? There is a motion to appoint Angela Woods as a member of the EAC to fill the expired term of Brian Morth. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
With council's favorable review during the executive session preceding this meeting, the following motion should be read under new business. 8B, move to approve a memorandum of understanding between McCandless Police Officers Association and the town of McCandless for years 2019 through the year 2022.
Second.
Okay. Steve. Any questions or comments from council? Questions or comments from the audience? Hearing none, there is a motion on the table to adopt the referendum.
Approve the memorandum of understanding.
I lost my paper. Approve the memorandum of understanding with the police department that we've worked really hard on, and our legal team has worked very hard on establishing for quite a while. So we're glad to have that. Any questions? All right, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, this is the time for public comment. You can speak on a agenda item if you want, or anything you'd like to speak on. Just come to the mic and say your name.
Madam President, Paul Heckman, 380 Mohican Avenue. I just want to take this opportunity to thank council for their hard work over the past year, not only at these meetings, but all the other meetings that you attend. And we hope that you all have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you in January.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. The same to you.
Back to you.
Any other comments? Once? Twice? All right, hearing no further comments, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Any comment? All those in favor of adjourning, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Kim, do you want to announce when our next meeting is? It's not till January 14th.
14th, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Schedule meeting.
Our next scheduled meeting, our calendar should be out pretty soon, shouldn't our
It's
calendar?
out, I got mine yesterday.
Okay, I don't have mine yet. Because the first Monday would be on a holiday, so it would be the 14th, they're saying, for our next meeting. Have a safe and happy holiday, everyone. Thank you.